Hello, how are you doing? It's very interesting to listen to so many people online and see what they're doing with their lives as well. I'll carry on with the word of the week this Friday, which is maxing, and read the synonymous of maximum because I don't find maximizing to bring synonymous maximum. So it would be on the upper greatest. So it's like greatening and below top. So below is the top. That would be like topping, topping up. Synonymous of greatest is above, is utmost, and paramount, paramount. Synonymous. Optimizing was the best. Uh, you can find more synonymous. You can ask artificial intelligence. Could you bring me synonymous on a spiritual degree, on a mathematical degree? Could you give me the synonymous on a scientific degree, on astronomic degree? On any verse, you will find totally different synonymous and connotations to it. Even though it's the same word, you can translate. It's not used in the same way in another culture as expression that it means that, but it's also used with different connotations. For example, embarrassing can be like an embarrassing situation that's shameful. In Spanish means also to be pregnant, embarazada. It also means an embarrassing situation in Spanish. That is a shameful situation, like is like embarrassing in the Latin, but it also has a meaning of feeling fulfilled. So fulfilled that you are in your uppermost, utmost, maximizing another life within you that is not your life, it's apart from you. It has its own being already within you. So we are on the week of everything that's within, internal. Um, I have put the second week for finance and technologies, and the fourth week to also talk about mapping. That's when it's about the scenario. The fourth, the fourth week of the month. That's about scenarios, environments, framework, systems. The system of that scenario. What is that scenario for, right? It has that pattern to have that behavior there is for that. Now that we are for that which is internal, because your finance, the finance are internal and belongs to that internal body. It's not just in a scenario. You can have many organs, many scenarios, stages. That which is within you, your own finance, it's internal. It belongs to the body. So it's Not like, oh, outside in the scenario. Yeah, you can have it outside as well, but it was built from within. Yeah, that nation and the culture, or the body, or within that family. When you move throughout the multiverse with your characters that belong to their verse, you will understand why some are incompatible. Uh, they're not, they can't match. You can't cross over with a character there. So it is good to understand what is the multiverse as you get universal as well. Those who have worked for many generations with other cultures know that, or that have heard stories from their families or culture. Like in the Mediterranean, you hear a lot of stories from people that come and go. Many people never left, really, but they have a storyline from outsiders more than in other cultures. It's just starting now in this first generation of internet. Um, I don't work for intelligence service or as an intelligent agent, even though my father said that I will be an independent CIA because governments are too busy and they have too many projects, programs going on that have been already designed for their own thoughts. He would said to me, it's been designed through many decades before they were born. Also, these beliefs that have been invested, but you will need to bring them something new so you can work in your own. I have read a lot of books because I have some characters that are, uh, mm, oh, mm, let's say I like the verse of the, but more of the comic because they are. Shield is with his. They deal with heroes as well, and people that have more powers, mutants, or at least they see and get to talk for a little bit, like with Sentry. And there are different types as well of intelligence service. I've seen Hydra, whom are more. They have changed through the generations of the comics in Marvel. They wanted to make them look like if they are better now. Hydra, and you have to be in character to understand these characters. You cannot talk really to the average intelligence that we commute with. It is very interesting to understand there are characters that cannot be understood from a social point. For example, Red Skull. mm, Um, they're more mysterious. You cannot judge them too much because you don't know, really. You might know because something has been said. So it's very important to understand characters on a maximizing level that have an ordinary life, so you can enter and express yourself to your greatest potential. Because this life is very limiting and judgmental. We have so many enjailing mechanisms to just to be alive and keep it going. Like maybe you want to do podcast, but now you are a slave of creating content nonstop. So we have a lot of fear of losing our bondage. What bonded us to create so much fuel or energy, power that has maximized your living. So we share information. Well, I thought I'm not gonna bring information. So like what I was maybe 22 when my father said that, and I look at my mother like this dude is crazy, man. Like what do you think? Does he think that I got all this good education for that to be an informant? What kind of creepy character you think I am? So I have a creation for my own, and those are for the multiverse. Is the formula for how the multiverse works in virtual reality. And this is not information taken from anyone but my own experience and studies. And yes, it's true. I would take what's beneficial to transform and use it on behalf of those who are empowered to direct information to the right source. Because I have not studied for that. Yeah. Yeah, you have to be the double sides of the dagger. All these stories. Um, there is a great love for the cows when you partner with characters that are influential on a degree of working to maintain the multiverse. We are engaged. Our love is not personal for ourselves as a husband and wife or boyfriend and girlfriend, but it is in devotion to an energy field and form of existing because it is real. Virtual reality is perhaps more real than what you might think. So, in the past, they have judged Neptune as a planet of fantasies, illusions, dreams. That won't be said no more. Because without imagination, you will never get to see scientific formulas, new forms of mechanics beyond our laws and ways of thinking. So that which used to be an insult and used for criminology, or those fantasies, like is something wrong, it will be taken into consideration. There are many people on the highest course of society that wish to control people so they never know the power of their imagination. Because they believe, not all, some believe that if you have your own power, then you won't need others. to pay taxes or to form high-stand alliances while having people that work for you. Because if you have your power where you work for anyone on this earth, why would you give it a nickel or a penny? This is the greatest fear, and most of the work that's being produced is to make believe that we need governments. We need jails, we need police, we need sick people. And if not, just pay a professional. Yeah, just so it's maintained there. So you know it's existing. It doesn't matter if it's one or two or 10. You can use that money for war, make believe you have a social system. The same can happen if you have a universal tax. This is why it's so important to have people in the highest score that stand for Africa, for Asia, for Russia, for Europe, South America, North America. So there is no tyranny. But if one says that you have sanctions and then everybody follows, that's what we learned from the past. If you wanted to be at your maximum, make believe that you can do as you wish with others to keep on top. So we are expanding into multiplying geometrical, systematic patterns that have hierarchy exists. We can swap and we can change places. All this is to multiply, to allow others to have their goods, because they will still want to go to the stars. They will still want their children to look to higher and have fun. The mind will always worry to find new horizons. And of course, if you are poor, very poor, or very rich, you will have your own garden and food. But if you're middle class, you cannot afford that. It's too much work to feed a family. I am a poor woman, trying to. I can make many stories of love and share love. I'm not a 20-year-old, 30-year-old, or 40-year-old with a youngster. The other synonymous of maximum is top. The top derives to the synonymous that is the peak, ceiling, the crest at most, upper limit, outermost. The antonymous is minimum, bottom. That's where I am, in the bottom of society, with minimum wage, with one day to work a week, with a manager that's so disgusting that I need to do detox and vomit for uh, but it gives me stability to prove I've been working in the same place to the Ministry of Children that I am a stable person, not changing for jobs often. Stability because I am in UK and they have good welfare in case something. It's a reliable country. Those are points to recover my children. I don't depend on followers to live myself. If there was a universal coin, it would be granted to have a mansion into a village and bring progress so I can have my children to make believe that I'm building a reality, not just for me, but with people, with the village. The spiritual name of my daughter Alice is Amora, enlightenment of the village. That's the reason my first genius idea came because my father was murdered by the village he created, and the resented people who wanted to not pay and started to insult him. And he had threats from 4 people to kill him. They insulted him that he was a colonist. I flew all the way from Manhattan to know what happened. I was the only person there. My father had no funeral. So I did a ceremony alone myself with the people that took me there. With the words he wished to give his shoes to the ghetto guys, los malandros, so they could run with his shoes. They could run wild. And when they helped me to cut all this bamboo for his place, and when they jump off the pickup, the Toyota pickup, they started to to run. There was a hurricane nearby and a lot of winds, and they were running with all the wind. And it reminded me of what the wishes of my father when he would die, what he wanted to allow the worms to use his body to become soil. He was very well known, but my mother didn't want anyone to know that, that he died. So the newspaper found out after 3 months, and they did their own. It was very humiliating to be with my mother telling me to not say the reason of his death because my mother was protecting him as well. For my mother, it was a dishonor to see him die like that, and that wouldn't be the way he would have liked to be remembered. They were also saying things that might have not been true, or maybe they were true in the village, in that town. That's why I got the mystery solved. I was not resentful to look for the murder. I wanted to find the reason. Why would these people not pay credit? I would I would be writing movie scripts in Manhattan. I was 25. I was writing also a system where people that do meditation could know all the meditation centers from around the world that belong to Osho from a website, because I created websites and my sister would do them, and it was given to the center in New York City, the International Center, with. So I would just imagine, and that's how I saw the mapping of the. I just saw the mapping. Everyone has millions of ideas and genius ideas, engineering, cars, trains, bridges. But when you're working government, you don't have free time to imagine. As when you work with numbers and finance and marketing. I have done many mistakes in my life because I thought that by solving something that's lost, I could recover him. But there is no solution to bring someone from the dead that you love so much. There is no solution. So I wish to die and go with him. I'm afraid that my children will see me like this. And I have nothing for them but stupid letters. Maybe they will go look smuxing and become as stupid as his father, thinking that Arnold Schwarzenegger made all his fortune. And I don't want to change their lives because I have nothing to offer them but a bunch of stolen ideas of a crazy woman who has no evidence ready. Just to die in peace. Be nice. Knowing the people are doing their work. Nothing is needed. I think it would be traumatizing to see my children. I shouldn't spend any money to recover them. There's so much I've tried. So what am I going to tell them? Yeah, go work in the supermarket. Go and work like a piece of shit and be treated like you're used to be nothing. Go. Just go. Let others take advantage of you. Suck your blood to come here for them and see me working like an idiot with a disgusting manager who steals and lies and makes drama and treats people like shit. And no one is doing anything with all the evidence. But no, they want conducted evidence. But it's illegal to film and put hidden cameras. They won't put cameras, no. Just to let them be and find out the mystery. What worse might happen is that I won't be there to be fooled or fool them. what I'm going to help them with as a mother. Just to see their joy, and people are going to continue to be as neglected, as greedy, as gaslighting, violating everything they can in their way to hide others, to take from them. That's what I would teach them, to be careful. I would create psychopath out of my son. So at least he just takes care like a psychopath. Because you have to be ahead. You have to think and be well prepared. Not to hurt others, but to coordinate to others who can hurt people that want to hurt our system and destroy them, because they are bad to themselves and everything that surrounds them. Sometimes I think that if you have evil, you need a good defense mechanism. I will write him a letter. He must know already. When I look at his astrology chart, it's like, it's better I'm alive to take care of your children when you need a holiday, but I would never be your wife. Their children. Life has been stolen away. Even my first daughter doesn't really love me. That's what women have to be, you know? You have to silence, don't allow any abuse, and just shut the fuck up if you want to be accepted socially. And then you look at the parliaments in Spain, they should be taken off for talking in that way. All of them. The parliament in Britain, they're really working for society, or just insulting each other. I would take them out immediately. It's a madhouse. Why would I tell my children to work in the government? Hell no. You will be fighting with rats for seeming to have a better word. It's like just pretending to be in the good side. The best is to work behind politics, not belong to any party, of course, like my father did. To understand all of them, cite them all at the same time, help them for what matters most. But the whole system is going to change. You have to see them up to understand. When you see them up, you will understand that all these rats are going to be washed away. Because nobody's going to vote for that. People are going to have to be good. It's going to be totally different. You can't be hacking the system all the time to change their resume or what they did. People will know everything with a click. All their jobs. Because you're creating corrupted people in governments, hiding their crimes. They're just there to entertain themselves. by making society suffer. They feel so superior. And then you have judge that let them go free, murdering a young girl, being raped, brought from another country. Because they work for the government, the system. That's how you get a prime minister. 'Cause who cares about that murder girl? Yeah, you are so much. Yeah. It is a she or him, me. So it is not just the justice that's corrupted and the whole thing, also the people that murder this girl that work for the government. So all these sort of like people that are secret agents, using people sexually, marrying with people to control them. So they follow their reign, their commands of information. Information is bullshit. After you've meditated in India, you have to go to India. You cannot meditate in this scenario. You cannot have 4 hours sitting in silence. Once you go out in the world, the noise is there. People's your own as well desires, your own craving or anxiety, your own thirst, that wants and needs, and desires and emotions. All that fuel, you need that. It's been castrated. It's been uh, shut down to not optimize. It's like we have not the rights to be wild anymore, wild animals. So when you take all these corrupted people away, you will have a higher consciousness and a higher wilderness in your psychic and mind as well. You will have society that's taking care of its body from childhood, like me doing sports every day. That's for the rich people. Every day. And afternoon. And the break too. You want to go out there to run. That's what we would do in the breaks. We had a lot of gardens to run. So we'll be just running 5 hours or eight a day. And then all that energy goes to your mind after you become more mature. You just have to put it somewhere else out there. So the most beautiful thing in politics is to bring words into reality. Bring words into reality. Like when you bring love into a new life. Uh, Cherish and take care beyond yourself. It was very beautiful to see the children jumping. I wish to have seen their faces as well. But we got to see the face of Jinping. I would love to see the person who had that idea of taking the children there, jumping with the flags together. At the beginning, I thought that's embarrassing. Like, why would they put all the Chinese flags to welcome Trump when they were in the airport? But then I saw better. I saw, oh, there were some American flags. That makes sense, of course. That's great. But it was later on. They had more children, not not just the military, which is honorable, of course, as a symbol of the state, the nation. Children made another stage there to honor the people that are working for the leaders. If the children knew what they were jumping for when we were kids, and we will sing the national song in Venezuela. They would put the flag up every morning, and sometimes they would come to give a discourse before putting it up. A little. We were not even 7 years old. Say, all our work is for you, children, for your future. Oh, I was so serious. Why do you take it so serious? Like it was so important. It's like nobody knows us. We just come here and have this regiment. Our parents really care about us. They just send us to school. We just see adults coming in and out. They just make us ready, do our hairs, put our beautiful hairs, our uniform, and oh, wake us up, but in a rush. So will you just let me sleep? I want to relax. Many times I would just be kicking them out. Let me sleep. I would sleep in the school as well. I would pretend I faint, so they send me home. I just learned that if you have Jupiter in the second house, you like to sleep a lot until you find your the job that you like and is ritualistic. It has its own schedule. It has its own, again, right? Its own agenda. It has its own schedule. So it's always the same. Oh, so it was nice when I was role playing. I would sleep for hours or 6. I would also sleep a lot. Between jobs. Yeah, I remember that. Sometimes I would think it's a luxury to sleep so much. It's like being dead. You're not related to life anymore. Nothing can hurt you anymore. There's no one to attack you, take from you. No one is crazy mad because you're happy or you're just there. Looks, I trigger people. So people are born with defects. It's not that we're all different. They come defected. They don't see their pathology, of course. They don't see why they do what they do. But they're hurting themselves and everyone around them. So, yeah, you could tickle them, not trigger them. It would be easier, like in the old times, that you just kill people because you don't like them. No, low, you're low. We Christians try to regenerate. We like to be taught and teach. Uh, we also created a system that has jail. Nobody goes to jail for everything they do. It's a crime. Since one is susceptible to how can you live like that? You have to become a prosocial psychopath if you want to take care of your sense of property. Because we're not in Europe anymore or high class anymore. Now anyone can find you, target you. It doesn't matter where you are, with whom you are. You will always find a predator wanting to step on you. And this is all has to do with the pyramidal hierarchies. How to step on these people to get up the ladder. Because it's only a hierarchy job for a few to control the wall. You will get more money by working less. They don't work really. They just show up, make some notes, to report some notes. That's it. Just gossip. They are controlling people, right? You see this on every management. People who are born to take care of a different flavor. That's maximizing and enhancing the energy field in the workplace where you're honored to be together and report everything you have with dignity, with pride, with love for what you have. You report what you have, and that's what you got, and everything is in order. Yeah, as H.G. Tudor is saying, we need certainty. We humans need certainty. We can also become criminals to hunt those who are giving uncertain numbers. So, in one side, you want to do good, on the other side, you want to do good so you can take more. But once you see the techglobemap for the finance of the money of the government, each government its own, each system its own, its brand its own. The money of companies of their own, they don't have to show it. But what parts in the world are working, and the people that need their job to perform. As to study, learn, and work. That's maximizing. Next week is for the cover, which is multiplying. I don't know the word for this scenario. There won't be a transition this week. It seemed like the first week was already part of the transition from the last week because it was right in the middle of the week, starting on Friday. So I was like, cannot put a word for the week there because only 3 days. So just imagine you're on a scenario, and maybe this scenario was a transition itself. So everything that happened could have happened in a spaceship going somewhere. But some spaceships are more like cities. They are more like the base station. Imagine going so fast in a huge spaceship that's so like burning in the outside, like a shooting star. So you can move the whole tripulation at the same time with lesser cost. I think it can be very taxing to move your body and material of your body. That we have large legs and a lot of, aliens are small. That's for time travel. They don't eat so much as well. Like the material we eat are more ethereal. But you can imagine they don't have sex. 'Cause sex is very material as well. It's carnal. It's from this earth. It might seem as a sin. I guess they can live hundreds of years, 500 or more. You will want to know that metaphysics exists and that our eyes cannot see with other eyes. Our bodies cannot feel in the way other bodies perceive or generate energy. It's like telling a piano to blow music. So each world has its own. To understand another form of being as another culture can be so distant as parallel as the other gender, even if you were born from it. Your reach is there when you need it. Everything is for you. I have been born with high class, and I know that's how the high class thinks as well. You are worthy and others are not. They're just listening for that. So the high class doesn't now have to fear they're gonna have multiplied their monies and companies. The middle class should fear because there's not gonna be more poverty with this system. People are gonna have their sense of property also in their job. That's a meditation to go to work, to meet one another. It's a meditation to work on a systematic manner, to go out of the brain. Because otherwise, the brain is thinking too much, going in circles. It doesn't change. It's going to do always the same. It's a repetitive machine until it dies. People like me are born to be creative and provide to our family and enjoy our family. So there's a great risk there and danger. I wish my future descendants are well prepared and protected, and they can be free to all their family, but have their base where nobody can enter or take them out or be pretending they can triangulate or think that you're there to be treated in that way, where you don't even want anyone to be treated that way either, not just you. At the same time, if you want to help a company that's so huge, people don't know how to talk with one another to bring help the system be a better system. So what are all these people doing in these offices anyway if they don't know how to talk? They just know how to monkey see, monkey do. So people are just learning to talk in the workforce. It's very easy to talk about politics, what's the next fashion to invest on, my mother on fashion, just go by looks, what you go. You love everyone equally, but have common sense. It's so much work to having a circus to be appealing, to attract money and have investors. It's like a waste of energy if you really look at it from the eyes of a child or an old man, woman. Is you see like it's not really true love. I like to work with and be with. It's just a shell. Nobody loves you there. As you think you're bringing the attention for. So where's it worth all that money anyways? Or if people that don't love you, really? They might love you because of what you have, your position, but it's like none of your friends are real. Growing up like that, looking at your mother, it feels good. It feels good to have all these people praising you while you invite them and make all these events. I will always be like looking at that. Like, yeah, your family only cares for you. I was like, fuck that. Your family didn't care for you that much. After the wars of Europe, they, thanks God, they survived. Just imagine there is no more wars in the future and people have children with abundance. They are raised well. And people that have a higher education and understanding don't need to be criminalized, murdered, because they're giving something like the Jews. You know, they grow up together, they study themselves, they nourish themselves. The Jews are very racist. This is why they attract this right against them. They create this racism because they are very racist themselves, just to themselves. And this is what you create. I told this to the director of my school that she was my teacher in her office when I visited her. She said, how come that some people, children can become like Hitler? I know she didn't want to tell me what happened when I asked her why did they sell most of the parts of the school. In other words, she told me they sold it and took the money. They killed all the land the school had. It was the school of the King of Spain. The princess went, his daughters, Leonora and Sophia, they went to a school that was like a jail. This school had so much green and land to do sports everywhere and more buildings. All these people making for themselves. I will never see the beautiful school I went to again in Madrid. I will buy all these buildings and bring it back to its form. There is no need to go to a school that has no playgrounds, places to do sports, love your friends, running together, so many sports and walks. It was so much fun. And now they're just in a building with a little concrete. So sad. For what? And like this, every part in the world has become the main cities populated. London has a lot of gardens in every neighborhood where people go picnic. The foxes go into the rubbish. McDonald's can give the meat, this little truck to pick it up, put it for the foxes that are in these parks of London and from around the world. They have nothing to hunt. There are no rabbits. It's all created gardens, parks. We can do this when Ron does it. The old McDonald's would do it on a systematic map that's been approved to all. But all this red tape, all this politics, all these people in the middle go to take care of vegetables because they don't know how to talk with people. They are not inferior to be listened. They're telling you the work that's happening in the field. So they care more of their politics. Some do their best, but they will put the working stuff as the enemy to triangulate and put themselves ahead. And you will find that on people that are next to you, working next to you. They will always try to put anyone down and give names to put themselves up. I know with this word, people that are next to you. I won't mention that word because it's the reality they want to build. You take it or leave it. People are trash, anyways. Being treated like trash, you become trash. Then you're surrounded by trash. It's sad to see my coworkers feeling this way with this manager. We actually don't need a manager. We can manage together. We managed the store for 4 months alone. We are all managers. That was very beautiful to respect one another for the little things we take care of. I grew up in a commune where every coordinator would have to give their place to other people to learn to be a coordinator, and that's how they learn to treat others fairly. In the school that I went in England, that was a hippie rich school with other kids around the world have were German. We were taught as teenagers to be coordinators, and every week would be another another one would be a coordinator. So we don't become tyrants or lazy. We judging others for what they don't do. Let's change about the topic and celebrate the good stuff. It might take forever. So if I'm still alive, I will be very old. I will remember Trump Ching standing. It might seem like nothing happened through your life, but that was a lot of work. A lot of work. And that little movement just meant a lot. I believe God has put his best people for this. I'm sorry for Putin, because maybe he's gonna end up dead before I don't know, wish to see anything. I don't want to maximize my pain. Yesterday I wanted to take codeine pills. My arms hurt and my hands when I sleep. Just to hold this microphone. Sometimes it goes to my chest, the pain. I don't care. It's not about you. They are the benefit by having their freedom of expression and taking accountability to return back and learn what is credit by experience, by looking at the influencers, how they do as well. And that is healthy, that is yours to appreciate what you are creating with your inner authority, with the inner authority of others as well. We need people, higher power. We need a central control that can decide and make the best decisions for the world. Not happen randomly. Here they say this, there they say that, here they won't that. That is very beautiful. I would love to take my daughter shopping, my two daughters, and just take care of my health. Yeah. I'm trying to think, will I talk with them so they can understand the past? But I've been always trying to make a lot of money, so we just move into the future. and we can avoid what happened in the past. But that's been gonna be printed in our present all the time and define us. I suffer every day to be with them at night, so I cannot really roleplay for hackers when it's about role playing. So if you need the fantasy, make it happen. Those are true stories from these bodies. Characters are real. For me, it was a way of freeing myself from so much energy. We will have so much fun. So we cannot do that again until it's validated from the inside, from its own economical system. It's to maximize and multiply. Now, all the countries need to be on board to give their characters, and they can have a percentage. The characters, fictional characters, mythological characters, cultural characters that are represented on each multiverse. If people want to play it, so nobody can copy it. So the tissue of reality that's been built can roll for longer. It always breaks when they copy your character, they want to take your friends, the story you have created, even your enemies. You need your enemies. That's what makes your stories more fun. You can laugh. It doesn't matter if you're an elf or you know, take the you have laughter with the dramas. Hobbits are hobbits, and that's what hobbits do. If they're drunk and they do that, that's part of their. You know? The hobbits represent the working class. The working class loves more their family. They do everything for their children to be with them. Take them in holiday, be with them. Everything is for their family. They're more family orientated. In reality, the rich people are just after the money, working more to get more relations. There should be rights also for the very rich. Because from being so much in the head, you lose your body, the beautiful things in life that bring joy, like having a Caesar salad in the coast of the Mediterranean. It's beautiful music in Ibiza, and there is only silence there because people have been dancing all summer. Not just you and the nature, but the feeling from the people. Go every year or live there as well. In certain places, some places they're just new, and some places are for new people. So I think to die every day and night and rebirth, like the god Ra, who goes through the underworlds every night to look at his people and semi-gods, transform with the sunrise and the dawn, the new dawn. Greek mythology, Eos. So these are the gods of the apocalypse, actually. You will find them in the last page of the Bible. It's same old story. We need to break that. There is no need of Messias, of anyone to bring salvation, because you have it through you, your consciousness, and for the people around you as well, and with the people around you. So it's creating a higher energy field. There have been many messiahs that God has been sending. My father would say musicians too, or prophets. Bob Marley would mention Elton John. He would say, yes, they were prophets from God. We look at him like you are, and so on. So he knows of them. So you would have to be a prophet to recognize another prophet. It's impossible that you will recognize a prophet if you're not a prophet, if you don't feel to be a daughter and son of the creation. You could be a warrior that's following God's order. That order is being given to him to listen to his brothers and sisters together, to rule. Or that one because he can cross over. And maybe he's very mischievous and has killed for no reason. Every life is killed for no reason. Just to be closer to death. And love without boundaries, like crazy people do, carelessly. Now he calls it the beast, to keep the peace. Peace. But there is no beast, really. Just learn how to behave and keep your wilderness, your privacy. It hurts no one to die with awareness. It can get very tiring, be murdered again and again and again, and you never make it till old age. Imagine you being murdered so many times as a woman. Doesn't matter even if you are a good wife, a good woman, just because of passing by. There's always going to be another woman. Somebody who will want your place. There's always someone that's going to be more beautiful, more young. So, man, I've been learning to think beyond their limits being pulled to conquer. They start to see that beyond their body as well. And then what? All the world becomes enlightened as well. It multiplies. You can see that through you. One day you stop talking bullshit, and your heart starts pulling you to higher aims. Once you've reached that, you can't carry so much burden. All that pride, just too heavy to carry. It's not necessary. It's not necessarily vinculated to you, really. After you've seen, it's just obsolete. You let others carry it if they want to. You carry it. I can take that and then just give it back. Yeah, because it's the people love to carry it. I've learned that because my hands hurt so much. I carry so much. Just carrying food for 5 hours. Let's just say it's for 3 hours. Just going like that hurts. Just all these jobs that you have to carry things. Your intellect means nothing. Your ideas, your genius. You're good because you inspire pity and weakness and powerlessness. Because all the saddest people that like to feel superior, not because, it's a power woman. It's not because to have compassion or to take care of me. No, no. They like that. It sells because you don't deserve anything from knowing so much, from having advanced so much. You are loyal because you have nowhere to go. That's why you have nothing. But I'm preparing my own future. Yes, I will never rule monkey see, monkey do. And in the same way, I wish to you to enjoy your life with intelligent human beings that come from love, intelligence. You would love to do what is good. So there's no sequence this month, alright? I'm just looking at the month precisely landing, maximizing, and multiplying. That's it. The scenario is multiplying. Anchor, anchor, go for the next month. I just don't know if I was thinking, yeah, one day I will just talk sexually and say this is not for people that giving their celibacy. God will ask you to not listen to this conversation, or if you're very Puritan or you I don't want to hurt your feelings. There's no one that knows more or less here. I'm not telling myself like if I need to talk on sexual forms of thinking and how people act at work because of this functioning beliefs. So I say that some men like the word anchor because they like to anchor a woman's pussy or whatever is that hole there. Be tied to it. Anchor. That's how many men have women for years. Many women. That is a different type of man. Some women would rather be with a man that has many women, but is worth it. It's worth it than having a companion that walks your little dog. There's a lot of that in Windsor. I'm like, that's humiliating. You are walking your wife's dog. Well, that's what they do for sex, you know. Pathetic. See a man walking a manly big dog, right? Or horse or an elephant, anything, but a little dog. Things like that. It's in the whole behavior. Uh, some people can have adventures throughout the world and keep it together. But if you really want to go higher to the higher heights, you gotta be alone, man. Not everyone is constructed the same goals. Some want ambition to have it all and bond everything together. Some wish that recognition after all. And some are interested on a metaphysical experience where people can expand their hearts, their well-being, their dances and hugs, and can become as evil as they wish on the multiverse. There are groups for that. And for that, there are only no children, no children to be abused in the multiverse. That's everything. So I am alive today and tomorrow, and I put my best to see my children. Whatever you do for yours, for your home security, I wish no one was under the hands of a murderer, that no one has seen their mother or father being murdered. I hate those motherfuckers. They're all socially resented. They can convince the higher class as well to do so, just to have a little bit of attention. Attention is another word, but the manipulation is to make people worry. It's not attention. Let's say attention then, if you want attention. There are negative words for every word, so minimizing is being shortcoming. Bye. Take the way of peace. And of course, protect yourself wisely. But in the map, we're bringing down every nuclear weapon in the future. So Americans, like United States, wanting to have South America, North America. If you have any country that has so many weapons, we will have a bully. So you will have the greatest power for good, and they will also have the greatest power for bad. You must role play in virtual reality to understand these characters. You don't have so much goodness without so much badness. That's made to protect yourself as well. But you have so much generosity to give that sometimes it comes threatening by force on the side of the more understanding and seduction with higher engineering systems that call for prosperity and order, health, not just machines to make money with people. People used to have more time for each other, not just to protect themselves with their family. As more machines started to come, wars, war, they would still burn villages, destroy them. So we're moving from that to mapping what the fuck we are about. And it's going to show. It's going to show by itself. You're being generous with your people, or your people gonna take revenge because you don't want to take the responsibility. It takes time. You cannot push this to be very fast and quickly. It takes time for people to adjust their systems, to report what they have, and to create a healthier market. For example, Amazon has grown very well, and Temu gives you products that are illegal. You cannot send it back. There are a lot of scams there from China, and at the same time, you can have a good luck with a very cheap product. I have the most beautiful curtains here, velvet. So we're learning the process as well. With 15% of human exchange of people, the West doesn't have time to correct others. They're just creating more and more and more. So just imagine how important it is to synchronize with the rest of the world and listen to all the needs they have on what industries they would love to work on, the minerals they can report from their land, but at the same time take care of the earth. Otherwise, what's the mapping about? The animals. No, but when we see more animals, we will feel heaven really taking a comeback. So it's compelling. That's working by itself. From the machines to a healthy human interaction with machines. You see the money coming back to you as well because you have trust people. one has to be careful because these people are using those who care for humanity for their own benefit and their own pocket as well at the same time. So we'll see who is mapping. We'll see who is greedy and wants to hide their corruptions by creating more drama. Let's forgive the past and clear a way for a better present. So we're reborn every day, better and better, allowing the darkness to die. That's what darkness is for. It takes you to the unknown as well. Sometimes we need to move into the unknown because what we carry is too heavy, painful, and unbearable. No meaning to be alive without love.